And we are live standing on 2 because we got kicked on 1 as requested by WearsHats. This is the 8th show. Wasn't last show the 8th show? No, this is the 8th show of the Octagon Wheels Tours named by Dom. I'm the Etcetera kid. Welcome, everybody. If it's your first time watching the show, this show is all about musical improvisation. Everything you see me do is made up on the spot. But I get a ton of help from chat. Chat uses the starting BPM, the key, the keyboard sounds. You guys submit your names to be turned into rhythm patterns that power these tracks. You guys name our songs, name our venues, name our tours, do many other things, and teach our bot Tubi how to talk. Welcome, everybody. Let's see. Let us see. Who is here? Who do I see is here? I see Rothe is here. Allegra is here. Hydrofox. ARHB, ECP, Flabs is here, Dom is here, VD Game School. If I not see your name, I just don't see it yet. Welcome, everybody. Real Human Beats says, I'm not here. Let's see. And I think, did we get some subs just now? Oh, we got a host from Dom. Thank you for that host, Dom. Let's see, something else happened I missed. Oh yeah, we have a sub from Rothe. Thank you, Rothe. A 3-month resub from Protosync. And a new sub from Eternal Salt. Thank you for those subs. Wow, thank you so much. Starting off the show. Wow, thank you. Let's see. And a donation from Dom to start us off. And there was a cheer. The cheer disappeared before I saw it. Oh no. I want to thank whoever cheered. Let me check quick. I think it was it? Oh yeah, Nifty Guy 1. Thank you, Nifty Guy 1. Okay, let's see. So, in theory, I feel like we need an in theory emote. I say in theory all the time. And I say it before I'm about to do something that may or may not work. Realtor says, I was subbed before, but I lagged a month. No worries. Any time is good for me. Let's see. Let's bring in some background music. In theory, yeah. So I rewrote my most of my camera switching code because I was making some modifications, and it's programmed in Max, which is a visual programming language. And I realized I was doing some copying and pasting. And any of you guys who are coders, as soon as you start copying and pasting, there's probably a better way to do it. And it made sense at first, because when I first did the code, I only had to copy paste a couple times. But now I was looking at having to copy and paste this thing 32 times, which is ridiculous. But in order not to copy and paste, I had to totally rewrite it so that I could, a little hard to explain. But anyway, who knows if our camera switching will work. But it's much better code now than before. It'll allow me to make changes, add more cameras really easily. But it'll probably crash today. Let's see. We should have some milestones. Man, how about our venue? Our venue today. That was quite the name. What was it? Standing on 2 because we got kicked on 1? Okay, we have some milestones. First up, this next track is going to feature the first request ever from Grocery Boy Jr., who we met Grocery Boy on Monday, right? Or was it? Oh, this is awkward. Oh, I see what happened. I forgot to change something. This is me tricky. How am I going to fix this? Anyway, I'm just gonna have to be here this is awkward for me. I have my camera set up for when we had a guest, not when I'm solo. Okay, congrats to Grocery Boy, first request of many. This next track will feature the first BPM request from Punch 44 and the first key request from Cake Johnson. Congrats on those first. This next track features Punch 44's 5th request. Congrats on those milestones. And let's check out our requests. We have, for our first track today, E-flat minor from Cake Johnson, 110 beats a minute from Punch 44, a drum loop for Grocery Boy, and a custom text drum loop for A Real Human Beat that says my first drum loop. That's not your first drum loop. Let's see. Okay. Can I really want to fix this. How am I going to do this? Okay, things might get choppy for just a second. I don't know if I've explained why things get choppy. Aha! There we go. Trippy. Whoa. Okay, now I can stand where I want to stand. Okay. So I have 3 computers that I need to run this show. And one of them is the streaming computer. And the streaming computer's monitor is about 9 feet away from me. And it's a big monitor, but 9 feet away is far away. Now the reason it's that far away is because I have my chat program on that screen. So that when I look at chat, I'm staring right at you guys. So if I had my monitor close, I'd be looking like this. So that was a decision I made very early on, as I wanted that kind of energy. I didn't want the webcam kind of energy where you're always looking askew. So, but the downside is this monitor is pretty far away and it's hard for me to see. So when I need to do things on that computer, I have to do screen sharing. And screen sharing starts our stream stuttering. So if it was stuttering at the start of the show because I forgot to turn my screen sharing off. Now there's an easy solution to this. Would be to have another monitor, a split that's right here, so when I need to I can just glance over. But that means I have to buy another monitor, and it means the studio will get that much hotter from having another monitor. So you guys see my dilemma. Are there any monitors that don't generate heat? Any ideas? Because I have right now 4 displays, and honestly I could benefit from having 3 more, but the heat and the money, but it would be, I'd be perfect if I had seven displays. Okay, let's zero out. Let's see. The Cubit says, I don't think that exists. Oh, donation's not showing on the Jumbotron. Oh, why is that? That's weird. I don't think I broke anything about that. Well, let's see. I'll reset the Jumbotron, see if that solves it. No, it hasn't solved it yet. Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong in a number of ways, the Jumbotron. Oh, I know, we could do this. Oh, actually, do I have it here? No, I don't think I do. Cubit says, kid, focus on getting a better AC unit. The problem with that, Cubit, is that it would cost about $5,000 or $6,000 for me to get AC in here. I called around. I mean, maybe, well, and it might not even be possible. Like literally, it might not, simply not be possible. because I don't have access to the outside. I won't get into the details. But if anyone is curious about the AC thing and might have ideas, write me in Discord. But I have explored pretty much every single possibility. It's sort of where if I had the money to spend $5,000 on AC, I'd probably have the money to find a better studio in the first place where they already have AC. Okay, let's see. Contar says, you going to TwitchCon? It's looking less and less likely since we're 3 days away. I was thinking I might make a last minute decision. I might make a decision, Saturday morning, but we have a guest on Friday, so I'm definitely not going before Friday. But I don't know if I have it in me. As you guys, some of you know, I had to take on a side job, so I don't go bankrupt tomorrow. It's not a long-term solution. I can't do both for the long term. It's just not. I might have 5 years left of life if I try to do both. The show itself alone, just doing the show part of the show takes like 20 hours a week because of prep and post, and then there's all this stuff outside of the show. Then so anyway, I'm exhausted. So I don't know. I have it in me to drive down to TwitchCon for 2 days. Let's see. Let's get to our music. We can initialize, import our track names. Am I plugged in? I feel like I'm talking in my head. And we got some, okay. So, Punch44 says, what happened to the glasses? I rarely wear the glasses. I used to wear the glasses a lot more on the show, but ever since we have the new lighting setup, I've got these two soft boxes. I don't know if you guys know what soft boxes are. Google them if you're not sure what they are. And they reflect in my glasses, so I don't wear my glasses very often now because of the soft boxes. Okay, it's time to make our drum loops. WearsHats says Long Beach is a very long bike ride. Well, that's the one maybe one of the positives, I suppose, of having a side gig is that I have to drive. Well, tomorrow is my big day. I do it's like about a 14 to 16 hour day tomorrow, and I have to drive. I can't bike. I got all this gear that I have to take down, and so I had to rent a car for the next 3 months. So I have a car, but I'm still biking 99% of the time because I don't go very far most days, and parking is the worst. It's so hard to find parking. So I just rather bike whenever I can. Okay, our drum kit for this track is the Unreal Acoustic. This comes from Cool Blue Reason. This was first requested by one of the Greeks on October 1st of last year. Okay, now that we have our kit, let us make these loops. Whoops, that's not the right place for loops. Oh, I see what I did. Here it is. DevilsNestKimblee says, I'd rather shoot myself in the foot than try to parallel park. I have a hard time parallel parking when there are no cars on either side. When I have a full street, just empty street, I have a hard time getting the car right. I often park and then get out of the car and see what I've done, then get back in the car, try again, get out, try again. I'm the world's worst parker. I don't have good spatial sense. I have no sense of direction. I get lost super easily. I don't know. So that's another reason I don't like driving. Let's see. We got our first drum loop. Here it is. It's from A Real Human Beat. And it's not Real Human Beat's first drum loop by any stretch. And yet the text reads my first drum loop. Here it is. Let's check it out raw. 100% raw. Yeah. Let's see. Let's put a kick on 1. I was actually thinking today I had planned to do this a year and a half ago, to make a video that explains how the drum generator works, that goes into a lot more detail than I've gone on the show. And I just never done it. But now I have these promotional ideas where it might be really valuable to have that video. So I've been thinking about it again. I think we're going to... Let's put that snare there. I think that's all we're going to do. Yeah. Here's my first drum loop from A Real Human Beat. Here we go. Nice. Thank you, Real Human Beat, for your loop. Next up, the actual first drum loop ever from Grocery Boy Jr. Here it is. Here it is raw. Lots of hats for Grocery Boy. Yeah, let's keep it. It's pretty simple so far. We're gonna put a kick on 1, and I think let's shape the hats the way I like to do. Now let's put a kick here. That's it. I think that's all we need. I really like this snare right there on the J. It happens earlier than you expect. There we go. Awesome. Thank you, Grocery Boy Jr. Thank you, Real Human Beat. We have our beats. Let's check out our sounds. First up, it is the deep growling Vox bass. And I should tell you guys, for any of you who love this backdrop, which I personally find hideous, and I cannot believe I've been streaming for a year and I still have not made it disappear. It's not going to be around much longer. So if you like it, enjoy it while you can, because this brown is leaving town pretty soon. I got a new backdrop coming. It's nothing. The backdrop itself there's nothing exciting about the backdrop itself. It's different. It won't be that pegboard brown. Although the backdrop I won't give it away. The backdrop is going to do different things for different parts of the show. It's going to be one thing, very simple for the talking section, but something totally different. It's going to make certain aspects of our performance plans a lot cooler. And then we got Dobro chords. There they are from Dom. And Madden's here. A 6-month resub from Madden. Thank you, Madden. Oh, it's good to see you. Let's see. So we got our Dobro chords. Then we have Bell Swarm from Enigma. We have Violins Legato from Rube Penrod, which is a perfect segue to remind y'all that we have a actual real-life violinist fiddler, Alyssa Rose, who's going to be here on Friday. Our second string player of the week. On Monday we had a cellist, Cello Joe. And then here we got bassoon. I think it's unlikely we'll ever have a bassoon player on the show. I think that'd be fun, but a lot of orchestral instruments, you don't see a lot of people who are good improvisers. So it might, I'm sure there's a couple amazing improvising bassoonists in the world, but the odds of them being in the San Francisco Bay Area are very, very small. And then we have classic techno. Whoa. I always forget that sound is just cranked. That comes from Frambox. Okay, you guys choose which sound starts the improv. Real Human Being says, my friend would not like the way you pronounce Alyssa. I'm not sure if it's Eliza or Alyssa. I was saying Eliza, and then I heard Cello Joe say he knew her, and he said Alyssa. So I don't know what to think. I'm not sure. So she will give us the definitive way to say her name on Friday. As you guys know, so far none of our guests have I met until the day of the show. I've not spoken to her on the phone, so I've not heard her say her name. So I'm not sure if it's Eliza or Alyssa or Elisa or maybe Alyssa. Okay, you guys choose which sound. It could be one of our loops, our bass, our dobro chords, bell swarm, violin legato. Cool Reason said Alyssa. So Cool Reason apparently knows her, so I'm gonna go with Cool Reason's bassoon or techno. Okay, give you guys just a moment more, and then we are going to start our first track of the day. Let's see. Oh yeah, let's hope that the camera switching doesn't crash. I mean, I can always just turn it off and just have camera 3 if we get stuck. But see, as you guys, I've been worried that it was crashing during our guests because we've had 2 crashes, and I couldn't figure out if it was coincidental or if it was this new code for camera 4, because we've got camera 4 when our guests are here. Okay, I'm into this poll. What has chat chosen? A Real Human Being says, "Hey kid, why did you have Tubi do random changes in directories?" Because I'm testing. I want to see how many new people come in the different categories, so I can figure out which category gets the most bang for the buck. And specifically, I'm measuring not just how many new people show up, but once they show up, how many minutes they watch. Because like if in IRL we get a ton of new people, but they only watch for 1 second and leave, it doesn't matter, right? I'd rather have 1 new person that watches for 3 hours than 50 new people that watch for a minute. So that's what I'm doing. That's what Tubi's doing. But so far, the data is inconclusive. So far. Okay, let's do it. Oh, I got to end the poll first. Yeah, it's another hot one in here. It's a hot day. Let's see. There it is, Bell Swarm. We are starting with Bell Swarm. Okay, it's time to Etcetera. Here we go. Just for the record, the camera mess up at the start of the song was not my code. Camera 3 shut itself off. So that was not my fault. Well, it might have been my fault in some peripheral way. I'm not sure of it. But that was not my code messing up. That was camera 3. So at some point I have to walk over to camera 3. Thank you for all those calves. Thanks, Allegra. Nice loops from Real Human Beat and Grocery Boy Jr. Nice set of sounds. Let's see. Let's check out your titles. And Tom says camera 3 blacked out. It did. It did black out. Yes. I'd cut to it right now, but it would be black. Black screen. Let's see. Okay. Hey. AWTF Boom 999, welcome to the show. This show is all improvised, which means you can have a direct impact on the music. Like the music literally would not exist without the impact of chat. Let's put that music in the background while we... why did it do that? That's weird. Well, we look at our titles. Let's see the titles. From a Real Human Beat, Motherboard Mania. From Hydrofox, do stalactites remember being stalagmites? From DevilsNestKimblee, drops of data. Let's see, 2 more. From Real Eternal Salt, Western Breakdown, and one last one. On the Road, Punch 44. Okay, those are your title options. Oh, did one? Oh, it was Dom? It was Dom's title? Oh, hey, Ren Sizzle and Sarah. Nice to meet you, Sarah. Ran Sizzle is such a great guy. And I'm not just saying that. Like Ran Sizzle, when I started this show, Ran Sizzle was my first viewers, and was such a great motivation to have someone like Ran Sizzle in chat. It's such a great. It's for anyone who hasn't streamed before, or has streamed before. You know, when you start out, nobody watches you, and so having just like your first couple viewers that are into it, it's just it's really encouraging. Let's see, some quick shout outs from WearsHats. We had Symphony of Hoth. From Dom, sounds like an orchestra of mice playing water glasses, but I can't quite make a good title of that. And No Challenge, OG Peg. Hey, Vochka, greetings from Mexico. Awesome, welcome. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, when Ran Sizzle first started watching the show, it was possible. There were some times where probably Ran Sizzle was the only person watching, and theoretically Ran Sizzle could have had every slot, every request slot. Let's see. Okay. I'm ending this poll. What has chat chosen? And we're going to name this track. It's from DevilsNestKimblee, Drops of Data. That track now known as Drops of Data. Okay, let's fade this out. Fade this out. Now let's get some background music in. Yeah, congrats to DevilsNestKimblee. Other titles in DevilsNestKimblee, we have Losing Gravity and Midnight Galaxy Bar. I really have to go through and get some more background music. We've got I got like 25 tracks that I keep using over and over from the show. But like I've said before, I feel like most of the music, certainly the starting of songs, do not work very well, I think, as background music. So I have to tediously go through and find parts of the songs that work. And let's see. It's My Titles, Allegra. It's the My Titles command. But I don't particularly like looking backwards. That's why I like improvisation. So listening back to my old music is not something I'm fond of doing. I feel like I'm not unique in that. I think most musicians tend to not enjoy listening to their past. Whoops. That was not supposed to be skipped. Oh no. Now I'm all messed up. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That's how are we gonna fix this? Whoops. I didn't mean to do that either. What did I do? So I have this checklist that walks me through the steps of the show, and it gives me the option to skip certain things. And I just skipped something that I'm not supposed to skip. And I have to now somehow figure out, I've never accidentally done this before. Well, there's a first for everything. I have no idea where I'm supposed to be in the show. I think. Oh, there it is. No, it's step 9. Step 9. That's what I'm supposed to do. Here we go. Now we're in good shape. Dom says, "Do you occasionally listen to old stuff, see where you came from, or how you can improve?" Yeah, I mean I should more than I do. I try to occasionally, but it's really hard for me to listen to. But I should say, is from a growth point of view, it's a good thing to do. But now that we do those pre-show songs, I usually hear those as I'm prepping, so I always hear those. And when I'm editing the videos to put on YouTube, sometimes I'll listen to little excerpts, but I mean, one of the challenges about doing the show is I've had very little time to actually try to grow as a musician. Almost 99% of my time has nothing to do with music, so which is frustrating, but okay, there we go. Oh, thanks, Dom. The problem is I don't have time to practice, and that's a hard thing to take. Because I think, like I've said this before, I think some musicians are such amazing talents that they get significantly better at their instruments through performance. But I'd say most musicians, the vast majority of musicians, if you want to get better, you're not going to get better from performing. You're going to get better from rigorous practice. Because when you perform, it's all about just making it work. Wherever you're at, you just make it work. But that's not a way to get better. That's a way, that's great. You get better at performing, but you don't necessarily get better at your instrument or at music. You get better at performing. So I'm a very strong believer that to really grow as a musician, you need to practice. You need to be in a room by yourself and rigorous, careful study of your instrument. Okay, we got a request, I think. Do we? Yeah, we do. But it's interesting, like you'll see most musicians who get really good technically at their instruments are where they are technically by the time they're in their early 20s. And they don't get advanced beyond that. And I think the main reason for that is that they don't practice much. They might advance creatively. I mean, they certainly advance creatively and change. But if you want to build skills on an instrument, yeah. Let's see, we got our milestones, I think. Do we? Where's our milestones? There they are. Let's see. We have first request of type. This is Door's first mode request and OG Peg's first drum fill request. Nice, congrats on those firsts. And this next track features Paganini's 10th request. And lastly, this is Paganini's 5th drum fill and DevilsNestKimblee's 5th drum kit. Congrats on those milestones. And our request for this next track, 87 beats a minute from A Real Human Beat, F sharp major from Hydrofox, Lydian from Dorf, and Drumless from Madden 13, and Kick On 2 from Electric Blue. And I should say, like, when I look at being a musician, there's three main components of being a musician. There's your fluidity, your comfort level on your instrument you play. There's your fluidity and comfort level within the kind of music you're playing, and which you could say genre, but I mean bigger than genre. And then there is your fluidity and comfort being expressive in a creative sense. And different kinds of music require different levels of each of those things. So, like you take your average folk musician, and their skill on their instrument is very limited. They're not going to be able to play jazz. They can play their three chords. However, if they're very expressive, it doesn't matter, right? So being good at your instrument doesn't necessarily mean you're a good musician. I'd say ultimately it's the least important part of it. However, if you're doing certain kinds of music, having more skill at your instrument does open up new creative possibilities, and especially if your brain hears stuff. So one thing I get really frustrated by sometimes is my brain hears things that I can't do, and that's frustrating. But there's some things that my brain will never hear. Like I will never hear at the speed of bebop. Like that's just not how my brain doesn't hear that fast. So it doesn't pain me that I can't play as fast as Charlie Parker. But if my brain could hear it, I'd want to be able to play that fast. So what I was saying about not getting better through performance, I don't think that you get better at your instrument through performance nearly as fast as you do through practice. You might get a little better, but sometimes you'll get worse. I know that's going to sound weird, but if all you do is perform and you never practice, there are ways in which you will get less skilled at your instrument. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, we got a new sub from Flukes. Thank you for the sub. Let's see. But again, ultimately, the most important thing is, do you have something to say? Like, if you have something to say, that's everything, right? I can think of so many musicians who have limited technique at their instrument, but make amazing music nonetheless. Like punk rock. I like a lot of punk rock, and most punk rock musicians, and in a sort of a weird counterintuitive way, some music would not exist if everyone was really good at their instrument from a technical point of view. Like punk rock exists because most of the people playing it didn't have crazy skills. And so it generated this music that feels so raw and just, it's very hard for a skilled session musician to play convincing punk rock. It just feels just too stiff, too robotic. Punk rock is all about, it feels like they're gonna fall apart at any moment, but that creates this incredible energy. Let's see, I don't want to talk too much today. Thank you, Plukes, for that sub. Let's see. Okay, initialize, import our track names. Let's make our drum loops. We got our drum loops, okay. Acoustic solution is, it says, interestingly, you can have a great head for technique, but lose the soul or flavor, if you will. I'm not going to name any names, but there are definitely some genres of music, especially but more so musicians within those genres who having extraordinary technical skill at their instrument. But to my ears, I'm not hearing anything. So technical skill alone, if you don't have anything to say, all it is just showing off. Doesn't mean anything. But then there is music that requires extraordinary skill that is incredibly expressive, like jazz. Jazz and classical music, and sometimes progressive rock. I shouldn't have said that. I know someone's gonna get mad at me. There's a lot of progressive rock I like, though. Okay, our drum kit for this next track. Dom says showing off is putting it politely. Yeah, Real Turtle Sauce says, on the same note, some people can make you melt with two notes. Like blues guitar players. Blues guitar players, often they have limited technique. They're playing a blues scale over every song, and they'll just hold a note, and it's just one note, and it'll just do it, it'll just do it for you. Okay, let's see. Let's check our beats. First up is Madden. Here's Mad and Raw from our generator. Here we go. A very, very mellow beat right there. I think we're going to honor the first silence. We're going to add a hat and a snare there. A hat and a kick, I mean. Here it is, Mad's beat. Here we go. You know, the funny thing too about what we're talking about right now is, and what I love this. I love that. To me, art and music, it's a dialogue. When you create something, if you're a writer or a musician, you don't get to choose how people interpret what you've done. They're part of the creative process. So we can take one song, and to one person it sounds like totally superficial noodling, but to another person it sounds like God talking to them or something, you know? The same piece of music. Like, and we don't get to judge, right, how other people experience music. We can certainly have our own strong opinions about what we like and what we don't like, and what to us sounds like is someone saying something. I certainly, some music speaks to me and some doesn't at all. But each of us is going to experience the same song slightly differently. And I think that's an awesome thing. I think it'd be sad if all of us heard one song and it was the exact same experience for each of us. Because if that were true, we'd all be creating the same thing, the same song to start with. There'd be one song and one experience. But because we all experience things differently, it means we all create different things. Okay, thank you, Madden. Next up, we have from Electric Blue. It's a custom kick on 2, kick on T. Real Turnstile says, some of my best performance pieces that people love, I feel like, are some of my worst. I have that experience too, Eternal Salt, you know, because you guys have that favorite command. And sometimes after the song ends, I'll see people favoriting, and I'll go, yeah, it's not my favorite. Yeah, but I love that. I love that we have such different experiences. Let's see. Okay, I think this looks good. Here's kick on. What's that? Whoops, that's not the kit. Let's put open hat right here. And Lena makes a good point. I mean, we also start to associate things with that song, where we first heard it. It has a life of its own, a song or a book. You know, when did you first read Harry Potter, right? If you read Harry Potter as a 10-year-old, that's very different than reading Harry Potter as a 30-year-old or a 70-year-old. Each of those experiences can be totally different but equally valid. And your experience with a piece of art isn't static, right? It changes over time. A song you loved when you were 10, you'll hate when you're 20. And then you'll love again when you're 40, you know? Okay, we got our beats. I'm talking a lot today. Uh-oh. Before every show I say I'm gonna make the time in between songs so snappy, and then interesting things happen in chat. We start talking and I get off the rail. Electric guitar muted notes from Enigma. And I think to extend this a little further, I mean, I spoke with great assurance, right? My opinion about practicing But that's just my perspective, right? I mean, I'm talking from my own point of view, which could be totally warped and limited to my own, not really applicable to anybody else. It's funny. I think when I was younger, I actually spoke with way more assurance than I do now. I like to think as I've gotten older, I've actually become a lot more open-minded about that I don't know most things or almost anything. But when I was 20, I was real confident. Here's Russian Balalaika from 13th Nile. That's a nice sound. And we have another plucked instrument. We have Japanese koto from CK. Oh, that's cool. Uh-oh, camera 3 just fell out of me. The sensor. And then we got wave surfing bass from TheLennina. Oh, look at me, I didn't zero out. That's no good. Oh, that Reginald Delwer said, saw the Stones at Fenway Park. What a coincidence. I saw that show as well. I'm not a real nostalgic person. I generally don't like seeing bands past their prime. I generally only want to see bands that are, in their prime. But I will say it was still fun. It was fun to see them. I would have much rather have seen them 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Let's see. What are we doing? Oh yeah, you guys. We got 2 more sounds. Dancing octave from Nifty Guy. And 80 sync weed from Allegra. Okay, those are sounds. You guys, we can start with one of our drum loops or our muted notes. Balalaika. I have no idea how to say that. Koto. Wave surfing bass. Dancy octave. Or 80 sync lead. Dom says, I would see the Beatles on the roof. That would have been a good show. You're talking about the, what was it? That was their second to last record? Okay, let's put camera 3 back. And let's actually go fix camera 3. I'm going to try to go fix camera 3. I'll be right back. Okay. Let it be. That's right. Let it be. Okay, I'm ending voting. Or no, I'm not. Let's do a title challenge. Let's do I always like this one. Let's do titles that are questions. Titles that are questions. That's the title challenge. Okay, almost ready. Well, I'm talking, this is a long interlude between songs. Okay. I'm into the poll. What has chat chosen? What has chat chosen? Come on, poll. There you go. And chat has chosen the Koto. Cool. And the Koto came from CK. Awesome. Okay, let's do it. Time to etceterate. Time to etceterate. Let's see if the cameras work this time. Dom says the rare whistle. Yeah, I think that's the second time ever. 1,200 songs, 2 whistles. Oh, that was nice. That felt very different, that track. Just think if you guys had me start with one of those synth sounds, right? But you guys had me start with the acoustic sound, and then I just went with that, and I brought in the synths, right? But they were much more in the background, ambient, and we had that acoustic feel through most of it. Yeah, it was a nice set of requests. Thank you for all those calves. Oh, thank you, Anita. Someday, if I'm able to keep the show going for a long time, and by extension, I have the resources and time to actually be practicing music, and I'd love to get my my guitar playing a little better, my acoustic guitar playing, percussion. I'd love to do purely acoustic looping. Because I think probably a lot of people watch this show and think, man, the kid must come from an electronic music background. Right? That must be his thing. That's not the case at all. I grew up playing in orchestras and bands and jazz ensembles, purely acoustic. I was playing in rock bands that was mostly, guitars, basses, and when I played keyboards, I was playing organ sounds and Rhodes sounds. I wasn't playing synthesizers. So I do love electronic sounds, but my background is acoustic. Let's see. Let's put that in the background. Speaking of which. Let's see. Okay, title time. For a second, I was like, why are there so many questions? And then I remembered that was the challenge. I swear I forget everything once the song starts. From Clairable Bunny, does beauty fade? From Enigma, how can we forget the past? From TheLennina, we have, can we stay like this forever? And two more. From CK, will we meet? And one last one. From Marmar, to what end? Okay, these are your title options. We could name it, does beauty fade? How can we forget the past? Can we stay like this forever? Will we meet? To what end? And some other titles, let's see. From Cake Johnson, can we fix this radio telescope? From Hydrofox, I don't want you to leave. Can you stay with me one last day? From DevilsNestKimblee, is that the whistle of the future? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, song notes. The whistle. Whistling. voice, and flute. That's right. I actually, speaking of acoustic, I have a mandolin player I'm gonna reach out to. That'd be fun to have a mandolinist here. Okay, I'm ending this poll. What has chat chosen? And chat has chosen, Can We Stay Like This Forever? From TheLennina. Awesome. Can we stay like this forever? I'm being distracted by this background. I was just thinking, the reason I got distracted, I was just imagining, because when I started singing on this track, what I heard in my brain was a whole bunch of people singing, right? Because it felt like I don't know, something folky. And I was just then I was fantasizing if I had the ability to sing as a choir. And I don't mean like with effects, because I know you can do that. I mean actually, if I could have 100 different voices, that would be amazing. Really, my dream is to have a jack in the back of my head that I just plug two stereo inputs into the back of my head and then just send the music direct from my brain. That would be my fantasy. Anyway, congrats to TheLennina. Dom says, we were singing with you, kid. Congrats to TheLennina on that title. Thanks everyone for your questions. Whoops, that didn't work. Whoops, I pressed the wrong button. There we go. Man, we do need a whoops count. We need some sort of whoops count. That wouldn't be too hard to code. Here's how we do it: is there'd be a whoops command, and it would calculate, like it would if multiple people ran the same command within a 5-second period, or 10 second, it would know to only count one of them. So we could have an accurate whoops count of every show. And the question is, should it be only when I say whoops, or when something whoops happens? Okay, let's fade in this background music. Dom says it's over 9,000. Okay. DevilsNestKimblee says, when there's a goof up. Enigma says, we'll know when to use it. Okay, that should be an easy thing to do. That should be like a 15-minute project. I say that it's probably a 2-hour project because in the process of doing it, I'll break something. Okay, let's start getting ready. What? That wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah, I have a whole menagerie of whoopses. I've got a whole thesaurus of whoopses. Whoops, oops, uh-oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. No. Just the simple no. Oh no. Heavens to Betsy. I should add that. I need to divert, to make this show more dynamic. Instead of just saying whoops, I should go, do some sort of interpretive whoops dance. The whoops dance. Okay, let's start. Get ready for this next track. No. I need a whoops camera. I need a camera above my head so that I can look up and go, no, and cut to this camera above my head. You know, like they do that on you know, the late night shows and stuff. Yeah, we need a camera 5 above my head, and that would be cool too to have an aerial view. Okay. I found some cool gear for camera stuff that I wanted so bad. It's a parabolic motorized slider. It would be so money. I so want it for camera 1. I want to have a parabolic motorized slider for camera 1. It would just, especially with the lighting stuff I'm gonna be doing and these plans I got, to have a parabolic motorized slider. Doesn't it just sound awesome? The parabolic motor. Am I saying parabolic right? I think I am. Parabola, but parabolic when it's. Okay, we got a first time drum loop coming up. There we go. So something is wrong with story so far. It said 202 shows on Monday, didn't it? What's going on with story so far? Oh, maybe I didn't remake that screen. Okay, so something's going on with story so far. I'll tell you guys what a parabolic motorized slider does. Well, a slider is a filmmaking tool you use to do smooth pans. You basically put the camera on this device and you manually do it. So it's like a dolly, but sliders are very small. So dollies, you have to put track on the ground and then you roll the dolly across it. So sliders are smaller things. So a parabolic slider, what it does is it has a curve, and so the camera slides around in a curve, and by doing that, it keeps your subject in the center of the frame, but it creates this feeling of motion. So this parabolic motorized slider, what I could do is, at all times during the show, this thing would be very slowly moving back and forth. It'd be the kind of thing where it wouldn't be something you instantly think, oh, I notice what's going on, but it would just production value way up. So if you watch movies, if you watch films, right, and high budget TV shows, one of the things you're gonna notice is the cameras are almost always moving. It's very rare you have stationary shots. But this thing is extremely expensive, so I think it's just a fantasy right now. Wait, what am I doing? I'm getting distracted. There we go. I think I just received my first marriage proposal ever. Whoops, that's not the right button. Do I have my request now? Let's see. I hope so. Yes, I do. Okay, we should have some milestones. Do we? Let's see, milestone time? Let's see, this next track is going to feature the first request ever from my suitor, 14 Chestnuts. It's a drum loop. Congrats on that first of many. This is OG Peg's first BPM request ever. First of many. Once again, oh, and some huge milestones. Look at this. This is Clarable Bunny's 300th song being featured on, and Dom's 600th, 300th, and 600th. 900 songs represented between the two of them. Well, not, I guess there's probably some overlap, but a lot of songs. And then lastly, wow, this is Room Penrod's 10th drum fill, WearsHats' 75th sound, and Madden's 25th drum kit. Congrats on those milestones. Big congrats to Clarable Bunny and Dom. Crazy milestones there. Let's see, and our requests: 128 beats minute from OG Peg, G major from Azazalin, Mixolydian from Dom, drum loops from Nifty Guy 1, and from my suitor 14 Chestnuts. Let's see. Let's zero out. Let's try to speed things up. Yeah, I really need to figure out ways to expedite the talking part of the show. I mean, it's fine, I think, when we're conversating, but especially when there are raids, I think what I might start doing if there's big raids is skipping sound demos and skipping the sound vote, doing fewer titles. Because we lose a lot of people on raids because they're like, is this all it is? Is he just going to be talking? Okay, let's see. Initialize, import our track names, generate our drum fills. But there's so many steps that the computer has to do that I just cannot make any faster. Ableton Live literally takes over a minute just to load the empty template. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's fade this out. Let's do our drum loops. Our drum kit. Yeah, Marmar answered the question for you. Kid is married to the stream. Sorry, hon. Corbin says, get yourself some SSDs. That's a good idea. Maybe that would help. Okay, we should have our loops, do we? Oh, it's a tribal kit. Oh, this is always fun kit. Let's see. We're going to add the possibility of some toms. Okay, we got our beats. First up, raw from the generator. 14 Chestnuts says, it's okay, this is just as good. Wait, what happened? Oh yeah, here's Nifty Guy's beat. Raw from the generator, here it is. Wow, that's a different sort of beat. All those toms. I think I want an open hat right here. Here it is, Nifty Guy's beat. I'm not going to do too much to it. I just want that open hat. Awesome, we got it. Thank you, Nifty Guy 1. Next up is 14 Chestnuts, our new friend 14 Chestnuts, with, here it is, raw. And look at that, silence on the 14s. I love it. I don't want to break the silence, but I think I need to have something on beat 1. I need a kick there. I want to put a kick and a hi-hat there, but I think that's it. That's all I'm going to add. I think that's all I'm going to add. We'll have the other silence. Here it is, 14 Chestnuts beat. You know what I'm going to do? I don't do this very often, but I'm going to make this beat twice as long. I'm not going to be able to show it on screen, but I'm going to make it twice as long, and I'm going to have a snare drum on beat 4 on the second part of the beat. I'm going to have to go off screen for just a second to do this. But I'm digging it, and I feel like I really want this to be a longer beat. Okay, here it is. Here it is, the full beat. That's what I added. That snare on the second measure, B4. Okay, thank you. 14 Chestnut, Nifty Guy 1. Let's check out our sounds. First up, we have Orbit Moods from Allegra. And then from Electric Blue, we got Hip Roads. From Twisted Oboe, we got... Wait, did I say... Yeah, from Framboz, we got Twisted Oboe. If I remember, this sound will freak out sometimes. Do crazy nutso stuff, so I got to be careful of that sound. It's a cool sound, though. From WearsHats, we got Adventure. And then from Cuervo Bunny, it's her signature sound. Cuervo's Crush Bunny. And then from Marmar, we got the Fifth Square Velo. Okay, those are sound options. There we go. There we go. We can start with one of our drum loops. Orbit Moods. Hip Roads. Twisted Oboe. Adventure. Cuervo. Our Fifth Square Velo. Guys, just a moment more. Let's see. Okay, we did no title challenge this track. So I wasn't really paying attention, but I think the cameras basically worked. They didn't crash. Nothing crashed. So that's good. So with the cameras, there are theoretically 32 different states, camera scenarios, where certain things happen when that scenario is... Yeah, and I drastically improved how I'm going to manage it all. Man, and if I had 5 cameras, well, no. It's not the cameras that make the difference. Okay, let's do it. I'm into voting. What has chat chosen? And chat has chosen 14 Chestnuts drum loop. Nice. First drum loop ever. 14 Chestnuts gets the double beat, which happens like once every 500 tracks. I mean, I would do it more, but it's just I try to keep the drum part things happen snappy. Don't want to take too long making the drum beats, but But yeah, it's fun to do it. Okay, we're starting. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Time to etceterate. Here we go. That was fun. Man, how about those drum loops from Nifty Guy 1 and 14 Chestnuts? Nice. Nice. Man, that was a fun one. Thanks for those calves. Thanks 14 Chestnuts. Hey, Calv, can't use a name. Yeah, this show is totally improvised. If you want to request sounds, there's a link below, and there's about 1,500 different sounds you can request. Thanks, Enigma. Thanks, Calv, can't use a name. Yeah, welcome to the channel. It takes a little while to figure out what's going on, but I hope you'll stick around. What's cool about this show is that song you just heard exists only because of chat. If chat had not requested that set of sounds, chat shows how fast it was going to be. So I have nothing planned in advance. I'm totally inspired by the requests you guys give me. Oh, and Enigma did a cheer with that. Wow. Enigma writes, amazing track, one of the best I've heard, sweet vibes. Thank you, Enigma. Yeah, I need to do more rhythmic type stuff in my looping. That was the key to that track. Lots of rhythm. Let's put that in the background while we look at the titles that you guys gave during that. Let's see, title time. What do we have? From Ran Sizzle, the parabolic slider. Most people are going to see that and think of a sandwich, right? Some sort of sandwich. Or a parabolic slider. That'd be a cool pitch in baseball. Somebody needs to invent the parabolic slider pitch. From 13th Nile, Time and Motion Studies. From 14 Chestnuts, Mechanical Jungle. From Work, Play It Backwards. And one last one. From Hydrofox, Sahara Disco Party. Okay, those are title options. We could name this track The Parabolic Slider, Time and Motion Studies, Mechanical Jungle, Play It Backwards, or Sahara Disco Party. And what are some other good titles I missed? The Groovy Balloon Ride from Real Eternal Salt. Don't Pass Out from Azazlin. Silver Horizons and Neon Moonlight, Carbo Bunny. The 14 Chestnut Proposal from Marmar. Diagnosis Funky from Enigma. Okay, man, there's so many. 14 Chestnuts Make a Lit Fire from WearsHats. Nice. Lots of good titles there. Let's see. What did I do on this track? I did some voice. That was it, right? Nothing else. Okay, I'm ending this poll. What has chat chosen? And 14 Chestnut says, that song was like 10% me. Your beat was something else. What a beat. And, oh, it's mechanical. And not only that, but 14 Chestnuts named the track Mechanical Jungle. Awesome. First title, first day for 14 Chestnuts, first drum loop, first title, first song. Lots of good titles there. Thank you for your suggestions, everybody. That track, now known as Mechanical Jungle. Let's fade this out. Oh, we got a donation from Dom. Dom writes, that was insert swear here. Incredible. Thank you, Dom. Thank you for the donation. Why did it show that screen? That doesn't make any sense. Huh. That's interesting. 14 Chestnuts says, I'm actually shaking. Okay, let's see. Let's carry on. We're doing, how many songs have we done? We've done 3. We'll do at least one more. Wednesdays are probably going to be the shortest shows, because I have to get up in approximately 10 and a half hours from now. For a extremely long work day. So yeah, Wednesdays will be shortest. Although when we have guests, it's usually short, because guests, I know our guests are not used to streaming for 4 or 5 hours like I am. So we've had a lot of shorter shows actually in the last couple weeks. It's probably good. I don't know if I really benefit from doing epic 5-hour shows, unless there's a massive raid. But if there's not, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. See you, 14 Chestnuts. Have a good one. Mama says, I think there was a marriage today. I think we married Chestnuts to our vibes and the Etcetera fam. Yeah, take care, Chestnuts. We'll look forward to seeing you again. Okay. Let's start getting ready. Oh, yes, on Friday. Reminder Friday, we got Fiddler Elise. What was it? Alyssa. That's what we decided, right? I think that's what Cool Reason wrote. Alyssa Rose? Well, we will find out for sure on Friday how to correctly pronounce her name. Delicious. Really delicious. Delicious. Let's see. One last track. Why not? Let's end on a faster track. Usually we slow it down at the end of the night, but why not? We'll do another faster one. Okay. There we go. We got a custom drum fill from Electric Blue. Smoky barbecue, so good. And from Flaz, we got So Fluffy. And Kick on 4 from Dom. Do we have all our requests? We do. We're good. Okay. So let's see if we have any milestones. We do. We have one milestone, it looks like. It is 13th Niles' 50th song and Dorf's 250th. Big 50 and 250. Man, we've had some huge milestones tonight with Dom and Cuervo Bunny at 600 and 300 respectively, and Dorf at 250th, and 13th Nile with 50. Not too shabby there either. Nice milestones there. Awesome. Let's see, our request, the final track of the night, 133.7 beats a minute. Electric Blues favorite. I think you've requested that BPM many times. I believe. That's right? From Electric Blue. B-flat minor from LennIna, drum loose from Ninja Fleas, and Hydrofox. Let's see. Okay, now I press this button. Uh-oh. Oh no! That's not good. Now we'll see. Oh, it already loaded. Oh, good. That's not so bad. Okay. Initialize, import our track names, generate our drum fills. I really want to set a record tonight. Well, not a record, but for tonight, I want to get to our music faster than I have on any of the previous songs. I want to be speedy about it. I don't want to drag my feet. Make it happen fast. Fade in and out. It's it's the Yeehaw Cartel. Has some familiar faces. D. Kennedy 17, Fort Knox 112. The Yeehaw Cartel. You guys know what that means. Hey, and be crafty, yeehaw. I gotta fade this music out so I can do a yeehaw. And there it is. There, the man himself. It's Fall 1000 with the host. Oh, let's see. So I think. I don't think I can keep one-upping myself. I feel like I'm going to start disappointing you guys because you expect me to go one higher level. I think at a certain point I'm going to peak. And my yeehaws won't be quite as good as the previous one. It's a scary thought. It's like getting older. And this one day you realize that you will never run the mile as fast as you did yesterday. Like that was the peak. I don't want to peak. Ever. Okay, let's see. How are we going to do this? Let's see. It's Yeehaw time. So anyone who's never seen this before, Fall 1000 is an awesome streamer who raids us generally on Wednesdays. And their raid call, as you've noticed, is Yeehaw. And their raids have inspired me to develop a repertoire of Yeehaws. Visit 122 says you can reset at level 1 for the new people. I had an idea. I actually thought about this fall raid. I was like, I was thinking about the yeehaws, like how can I keep one up myself? I had one idea. I think I'm gonna need to practice it actually. I don't know, which is I always do a long yee and a relatively short ha. But I was thinking it'd be cool to flip it and do a very short yee, but an epically long ha. But my brain is having a hard time even processing that. I'm going to have to practice that concept. But one of these days, I'm going to do a short yee and a long ha. But today is not today. I'm just going to go for What can I do that's different? Okay, I got an idea. I gotta, let's move the mic away so I don't deafen you guys. Well, I'm not gonna get it back if I move. Okay. I'm gonna try to direct my energy down so it doesn't distort the mic. Okay, here we go. Visitor says the amount of thought going into this yeehaw is impressive. Well, how many yeehaws have I done on this show? Probably 10 now? 15? I don't like repeating myself, right? That's why I improvise. I hate repetition. I have a short attention span. I get bored real fast. Okay. This is gonna be, I don't think I'm gonna pull this off. Okay, here we go. Oh man, I'm gonna be remembered by my yeahs, not by the music. That's what's gonna live on the internet is my yeahs, not my. That was the wacky one. Did it distort really badly? Thank you to Far8 1000. Please do a shout out for Far8. You guys should all check Far8 out. A really awesome guy, a creative streamer. Okay, let's check out our drum kit. Here it is, the Dub Smash. Welcome Raiders. I'm not sure if I already explained the show, but basically everything I do is improvised, meaning I have nothing planned. It's all made up completely from scratch. But chat gives me all these raw materials that I then use to inspire me in the improvisation. So our kit is a Dub Smash. We have our loops. So these loops, all the drums you hear are generated from people's usernames. So our first loop comes from Ninja Fleas. Here's Ninja Fleas raw from our generator. Here it is. Nice. Let's put a kick on one. Let's shape these hats. And let's put that massive snare right there. And I don't think I meant to drop these hats quite as much as I did. Here's Ninja Flea's beat. There we go. That's our first beat. Thank you, Ninja Fleas. Next up, it's Hydra Fox raw from our drum generator. Let's put a kick on one. Let's ghost this snare a bit. Drop this snare slightly less. Ghost this snare a bunch. This one slightly less. Let's ghost that there. I think we want. We're not going to honor this silence completely. We're going to put a kick and an open hat there, and that should be good. Here it is, Hydra Fox's beat. There we go. There's our beats. Thank you, Hydra Fox and Ninja Fleas. Our sounds for this track, FM Start from Allegra. We have Gentle Sigh and Bells from Corbin. We got Aaron's Journey from DevilsNestKimblee. We got Mono Rhythm from Marmar. Whoa, what was that? Mono Rhythm. And then from WearsHats we have Alien Discovery. So we got two rhythmic sounds on a very fast track, and rhythm sounds don't always sync up. So we can't start with either of those sounds, 4 or 5, but I will definitely use them. They're awesome sounds. And then we got Virtual Unison Resin Resi from 13th Hour. You guys choose which sound starts the improv It could be one of our drum loops or FM start, gentle sine bells. Very similar sounding sounds. Aaron's Journey or Virtual Unison Resi. I know 4 and 5 are still there, but... And I'm going to do something quick. I want to add to 4 and 5, just as a precautionary measure. I'm going to put my... Yeah, let's do it in... Yeah, let's do that. Should I do both? Yeah, I'll do both. Okay. Okay. I'm going to end voting in just a moment. Okay, anybody, what has chat chosen? What has chat chosen? Chat has chosen gentle sine bells. Gentle sine bells. So we're starting with a mellow sound, but we got these frenetic beats. So how am I going to handle this? Okay, here we go. Time to etceterate. Here we go. There's some serious pun action going on in chat. Here we go. Time to etceterate. I feel like I haven't done a long one in a while. Is that half an hour or so? And nice drum loops. Ninja Fleece Hydro Fox 856. We had our dub smash kit, so I had to dip into some little bit of dub at the end. I hope you guys remember what I did on that track, because I'm not gonna remember everything. Thanks for the calves. 30 minutes. Thanks, Tucker. I'm quiet. Oh yeah. Sorry about that. I'm back. Yeah, I basically, when I play trombone, it's so loud, I mute my talking mic, and sometimes I forget to turn it back on. Anyway, what I was saying is I stretched it out. I think it's the longest track we've done in a while. Nice beats, Ninja Fleece, Hydro Fox, nice set of sounds. It was fun. The two rhythm sounds from Marmar and WearsHats. That was how I transitioned from the fast groove into the slower groove. As we had that. Is that what I did? I think that's remember. Okay, let's look at these titles. Oh, there's Hydro Fox as the list. I better take my notes while it's still on screen. Let me jump to my. Oh, there's a resub from OG Peg. Happy 2 months, yeehaw! Thank you, OG Peg. Let's see. Let me take my notes. Well, Hydro Fox has it there. So melodica, kazoo, the kazoo. I don't have a separate category for kazoo bone, unfortunately. So it's just kazoo. Voice, tambourine. Oh, tambourine's not even in my list. Oh no, yeah, I'm gonna have to add tambourine to the list. I don't even have that as an option on here. Trombone, slide whistle, and I did some trumpet. I remember I did trumpet. I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. But I got to remember to add tambourine to my list of options. Okay. It might be the tambourine debut. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever done it on the show before. Enigma, do you remember? I didn't do it on Symphony of a Madman. Oh, wait, that was not the track that I guess it was some other track I did a whole bunch of instruments on. I don't think it was Symphony of a Madman. Okay, let's look at these titles. Yeah, I might. Zaslin said, when you pulled out the tambourine, I gasped so hard. It was sort of perfect for that moment, though. Just this little clang. Let's fade our music. Listen to this in the background. Okay, titles. Let's see what you guys came up with. From Unprecedented Pineapple, Last Alpha in Tangoville. I like that. From Stoosh, we got Brooklyn's Astronauts. From Brucos, we got From Above They Come. Let's see, two more. And from LZ 1930, Wee-oh-wah, Wee-oh-wah, Wee-ah-wah. Wait, did I sing on that track? Did I? Maybe I didn't sing. Did I? One last track. One last name. And one last one. I can't choose. There's so many good ones. From WearsHats, dropping the needle on Saturn's rings. Here's your title options. We could name this track Last Alpha in Tangleville, Brooklyn's Astronauts, From Above They Come, We-Oh-Ah, or Dropping the Needle on Saturn's Rings. And I'm going to shout out a few. We got, from Rand Sizzle, we got Hydrofox and the Trombozu. We got Math Puns Should Be a Sin, 'Cause They're Awful. From Sam Mac H27. You had to read it to get it. Sine and cosine. Brass Dublicious from Wayne. Oh, and 1 2 of you is here. 1 2 of you. Third Encounter. 1 2 of you and Rand Sizzle here again. Awesome. That is seriously old school right there. The combo of Rand Sizzle and 1 2 of you. Tiny Daggers, Ducker. Morph Subspace, Room Penrod. Let's see, one last one. Of course, a pun from Hydrofox, Signs of Deterioration. Oh, I gotta shed a few more. There's so many good ones. The Star Forger Gets Down, DevilsNestKimblee. Syndicated Syncopation, Would We? Late to the Party, Broskiff. On the Hindsight Train, 13th Now. Okay. There's the tambourine. My super sloppy tambourine playing. Okay, I'm ending the poll. What has chat chosen? And it's WearsHats title with Dropping the Needle on Saturn's Rings. Dropping the Needle on Saturn's Rings. You know, the sad thing is that probably in like 30 years, 40 years, no one's going to know what that title means. You know? I mean, probably a lot of chat doesn't know what it means. Doesn't know what dropping the needle means. That is sad. See, I have about 2,000 vinyl records. That is how I got into music, was vinyl. Oh, there's a slide whistle. Yeah, congrats to WearsHats with that title. Dropping the Needle on Saturn's Rings. Are we at 50,000? 50,000. Crazy. Clairvoyant says Saturn's rings are degrading. Oh no. Probably not for another like 100 million years though, right? We've got a while before they're gone. 50,000 titles. That is just amazing. 50,000 titles. Look at that. 50,000. Chat has submitted over 50,000 titles to this show. Crazy. I've said it before, I'll say it again. That is my favorite statistic. My favorite statistic on this show is the number of titles you guys have come up with. And I like to say also, titles, right? They're a beginning. Titles are the beginning of something. They're not the ending, the middle. So, you know, obviously it's impossible for me to say every title after every song, and lots of great titles get overlooked. But even if I don't see your title or I don't shout it out, someone else in chat might see it. And that title might inspire them to write the next Harry Potter or the next, I don't know, Blade Runner or who knows what. So titles are a beginning. Okay, let's where's that? It says on Friday I'll hit 1,234 songs. Okay, let's prep the end of the show. If you're new, we still got a few fun things left, so don't leave quite yet. So tonight's show, it doesn't even fit on screen, it's so long. Tonight's show is part of the Octagon Wheels Tour. Our venue is Standing on 2 because we got kicked on 1, although it got cut off, so it says Tanding on 2. Tanding on 2. Tanding should be a word. Is tand a verb? To tand? T-A-N-D? We should make it a verb. A new verb for our channel. To tand. What will to tand mean? Can you guys decide what tanding means? What is to tand? Tanding on 2. We did 4 tracks, Drops of Data, Can We Stay Like This Forever, Mechanical Jungle, and we ended with the epic Dropping the Needle on Saturn's Rings. Dropping the Needle on Saturn's Rings. Clocking it at about 31 minutes. And it started at 133.7 beats a minute, but it ended up half of that speed. Could someone, what would that be? What's 133.7 divided by 2? I'm not going to try to do it in my head right now. Let's see. WearsHats says tan, something resembling the tooth of an animal. So, but it's not a verb though, right? Let's see, we got some thank yous. First up, Sam Mac H27 says, to tand when you reverse pedal on a tandem bike. We got Superstar Mods tonight. We had a Zazzlin, Be Crafty, Brucos, Corporal Bunny, Cooper Reason, Dom, Frambox. Well, I'll say it. JYK Test, Music Chick, Tubi, and WearsHats. Thank you, Superstar Mods. It's nice to have so many of you here tonight. Thank you, mods. We had some hosts and raids from, I think we had auto host from Ironic Pseudonym, who's a really cool streamer. You guys check her out. She's a music streamer. We got Dom and Falrate 1000. Thank you for those. Maybe that's so. Hydrofox says tan, finding the meaning of the tangent. I feel like tanding could mean going on a tangent. Because can you say to tangent? He tangented? I don't think can you make tangent to a verb? I don't think you can. So tanding could be to tangent. Oh, now he's going on now he's tanding. He lost his focus. Now he's tanding. Stop tanding. We need to stay focused. Thank you to our new subs, Rothe, The Eternal Salt, and Plukes. And we had resubs 3 months from Sync, Madden, 6 months, and 2 months from OG Peg. Thank you, subs and resubs. We had 2 donations from Dom. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Dom. One of you says, stop tandering. So there's pandering and tandering. To pander and to tander. We got some cheers from Nifty Guy 1 and Enigma. Thank you for those cheers. Thank you to all our lurkers, the most amazing lurkers on Twitch or on the entire internet. Extranet. Gorgeous lurkers, thank you for your eyes. Thank you to all our chatters, too many to name, but thank you for being a part of the show. Now it's time for our shout out. Now, if you've never seen the shout out before, these 34 folks, they either named one of our named our current tour, named one of our venue tonight, named one of our 4 tracks, submitted well, we haven't been doing polls, have we? Or I've been forgetting to do AKAs. And or made a request and made it into one of these tracks. So my goal is to say all their names in one breath. My record is 59 usernames, so 34 should be no problem. But maybe I should go for 2 times through. That would be something if I could do 68. It wouldn't be a record. It doesn't count if I practice. Anyway, as I'm saying their names, you'll notice I say some of them differently. I'm not cheating. I'm honoring their say my name request, sometimes to my advantage, sometimes to my disadvantage. So let's just jump right into it. I should not stretch this out because after this ends, here's what happens. After this ends, I start running around. I do the post-show stuff I have to do after every show quickly. Then I pack up all my gear for this job I'm doing tomorrow. What else do I do? And then I take 3 hours to create our whoops counter when I should be going to bed. No, and then I should go home. I should eat. I forgot to eat dinner. I should eat. That's the rest of my night. Anyway, I'm going to I'm tanding. Look at that. I'm tanding. I'm tanding. Okay, let's get into this. Let's fade out our music. I can't do the shout out when the music's going. It distracts me. There's no way I could do 68. That would be insane. I'm going to try, though. I'm going to try. 68, that would be... Well, we'll see. Okay, tonight we feature the following cast that assembled for this show only. These 34 folks will never be the same again. Yeah, what are the odds? I wonder what the odds are of our final shout out ever being identical. You probably have a better chance of winning the lottery. Can someone figure that out? Would you have a better chance of winning the lottery? Because we probably have, I don't know, over the course of a month, at least 3,000 or 4,000 different people to show up or more. I don't know. It's probably more than that. Anyway, okay, here we go. Still tanding. That's right. What am I doing? I have a long night ahead of me. I gotta wrap this up. Hurry up, kid. Okay, here we go. 14 chests as a Wager, real human being, Disaster, Kate Johnson, CK, Corbo, Bunny, Cooper, Corbin, DevilsNestKimblee, Dom, Dorf, Lek Brew, Enigma, Fireabs, Rambox, Scorchy Boy, Junior, Hydrofox, TheLennina, Madden, Marmar, Nifty 1, Ninja Fleas, OG Peg, Pine Eating, Punch 44, Cubit, Room Penrod, Sour Frog, Stews 13 now, 2 WearsHats, 14 touchdowns to Wager, Hero, Human Being, Disaster, Kate Johnson, CK, Corbo, Bunny, Cool Reason, Corbin, DevilsNestKimblee, Dom, Dorf, Lek Brew, Enigma, Fireabs, Rambox, Scorchy Boy, Hydrofox, TheLennina, Madden, Marmar, Nifty 1, Ninja Fleas, OG Peg, Pine. Ugh. 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 I thought for a moment I was going to make it to 68. I only made it to 61, I think. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, though I said your names fast twice. Oh, I didn't say the last few. I should say them. Punch 44, Cupid, Room Penrod, Sour Frog, Stooge 13 now, Tubi, and WearsHats. Okay, though I said your names fast, in my mind I'm saying them in super slow motion. I do this shout out every show because it's important to me to recognize that this show, these songs would not have existed tonight without your contributions. Because it's improvised, I have nothing planned in advance, I have no sheet music in front of me, I have no repertoire I'm going to refer to. Your requests inspire each song. So without you guys, again, these songs would not exist. So thank you so much for your requests and for being such a cool part of our community. We got 2 things left. First, we're going to roll our sub credits. If you're a new sub, you can get a custom credit type exclamation point credit and write your credit. You can have multiple. You can have, well, right now the sky's the limit. There's no limit. So you could have 100 credits if you wanted, and two people will choose a different one every show. Anyway, while those roll, I'm going to find someone to, I'm going to find somebody to raid. Let's see who is playing. Oh, is this new show? Wait. Oh, we gotta raid this. Oh yeah. Oh, this is the first channel I followed, I think. With my Etcetera Kid account. This is such a cool thing we're gonna raid. So I'll be in a moment. If you've never done a raid before, here's how it works. After I wave goodbye to you guys, our bot is going to paste this link into chat. Click on the link, go to this streamer's channel. Well, it's not exactly a streamer, so you'll see. It's a show. It's a music show. So, well, I'll tell you guys a little bit in advance. It's Safe House, and what Safe House does is they bring lots of bands to play. They're in Austin, I think, and I believe it's Austin. All these different indie bands, and they get really awesome variety, all sorts of music. And this is, it's just I've heard some amazing bands on Safe House. So I'm really psyched that they are overlapping with me tonight. Really psyched. Okay. Let's see. So, there's Brukos's commission. Awesome. So Brukos, we'll do your commission on Friday. Brukos was actually a tie. We had two top patrons last week. We had an anonymous patron, but our two top patrons who were not anonymous, Brukos and Trang, are each going to get commissions, which we'll do at least Brukos's on Friday. And we're going to have a violinist here, Brukos, who will be a part of that then. Okay, so yes, I hope to see you guys on Friday when our violinist, fiddler, Alyssa Rose is here. I'm excited for that. It's been really fun having guests. I hope you guys have enjoyed them as much as I have. If I can't see you Friday, then maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday next week, or the following week, the following month, year, decade, century, millennium, eon, whenever it is, it will be absolutely tanding. Well, that doesn't work, does it? Absolutely stellar to see you guys. Absolutely Jameson. That's right, I'm bringing Jameson back. I hope that whatever comes next includes this raid. Do this raid. I'm saying this is the first channel I followed. Look at my follow list. Safe House. This to me, like, this is, I want a lot more stuff like this happening on Twitch. What Safe House is doing. This is something I want to do eventually. Is in addition to having guests to play with me, I want to feature bands on this show. So I love that they're doing this. I hope more of this happens. So I hope you do the raid. I hope you drop by Discord. I will drop my head in, peek my head in Discord, although I've got a lot to do tonight. But whatever you do, I hope you have a stellar rest of your whatever it is, morning, afternoon, night. And then I'll see you soon. Frost Saw says, outtanding. Outtanding. Yeah, what does outtanding mean? I guess it's just a way, it's like an adjective way of saying, he was on a tangent. He was outtanding. Either way works. Maybe it's like an extreme level of tanding. Like just tanding that doesn't even, usually a tangent sort of comes out as, makes sense. Maybe outtanding doesn't even come out of what you were talking about. It's just random, a random tangent. There's no connection. It's mystifying how you went from subject A to subject B. Because usually a tangent, it makes sort of sense, right? It comes out as, you shift directions, but you can point to where that idea happened. Outtanding, random. So there I am. Okay, here we go. Okay, thank you guys for hanging out. I had a lot of fun tonight. We did some cool tracks, awesome requests. I hope to see you guys very soon. I'm the Etcetera Kid. Jiffy Starchild is chilling outside where it's cooler, but Jiffy sends his love to y'all, and I hope to see you very soon. Take care. I'm out of here.